New tonight, Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist is finishing his second day of the tour of the Upper Peninsula. Today marked the second day of his tour out of 3 days. He stopped by Lance Manufacturing to get a first-hand look at the industry in the UP. Lance Manufacturing serves the medical, orthopedics, military, aviation, and automotive industries. Gilchrist says the expansion of manufacturing comes from areas like Lance.
Businesses like this thriving and being able to build relationships in the community are what show young people that there's a pathway for them to be their best professionally, and that they have a path to prosperity here in the region. And so our investments in the community, our investments in the schools, our investments in people, our investments in higher education affordability, these are things that are going to make a difference so that people can be positioned to work at a company like Lance Manufacturing.
I'll help continue the coverage of Gilchrist's final day in the Upper Peninsula tomorrow on your TV6 evening newscast. He will be stopping by Marquette County for the third and final day of his UP tour.